What's up, y'all? This is DJ Expo from Los Angeles here with alldayplay.fm. DJing is in an interesting space right now where there's a lot of tools that are much more accessible for somebody starting out versus at my age when I started, which is in '99, like you had to buy all the equipment and records and build a collection. It's a much easier entry point for somebody that wants to start and learn. There's a lot of great information and teachers that are available to learn from for somebody that takes the craft serious enough and wants to really learn and dig in. But we also have a huge cultural shift where a lot of people are in it for everything but the music, and there's a lot of devaluing of the craft in a mainstream sense. I think an important time for people to be able to preserve certain things traditionally, but also not be closed off to letting things advance with, we have so many amazing things technologically that can be done with DJing now. So I think, keeping their head to the future while still preserving the roots of it is really important right now. As far as playing sets, I definitely like opportunities to have a variety, but I also, almost the last decade, have been drawn more to dance and house music and electronic. So especially since the pandemic, when I had a break from everything and had a chance to really dive in deeper, I definitely prefer to spin more in that realm these days. But when I spin vinyl sets, it's like when I do a real open format, everything from like Latin, funk, house, rap, disco, rock, all of it, reggae. So I enjoy doing both. I think there's a good practice in knowing how to do both. I came up always doing more eclectic kind of sets. I never really liked sticking into one format all night, but I also have a history of doing parties that were themed, like Motown on Mondays, and I used to do some reggae parties, and I've done different things that were like tribute nights where it's very micro-focused on something, and that's always fun too. So I think with open format DJing, you have more more things to think about, so it takes a different kind of thought process while you're spinning. If you're packing records for that too, what do you pack for your limited space? When it's focused on something, it's very easy to pull stuff for, but I definitely like being more open and less restricted. As far as playing between vinyl and on CDJ, I play differently between the two. Normally, if I'm rocking on the CDJs, I am doing more in the house and dance world, so it's more just mixing for me with that. I'll still do things quickly, cut in and out or whatever, but I'm not really scratching so much in those kinds of sets. When I play vinyl, it's still, we'll rock doubles and scratches, whatever. So definitely play differently. For me, in the house world, it's more about holding long blends and cleanly executing. Yeah, I definitely play different between the two. My favorite set time to play, it's opening is fun because you get to play a lot of stuff that you can't necessarily get away with playing in a packed house, and opening is also great because you get to set the tone for the night. It's a really important job that I think people don't put enough importance on sometimes, but a good promoter knows the value of a good opener too. End of the night is fun too, because that's after you've already like peaked through the night normally, and people are the loosest, and like that last half hour is almost like the opening time. You can get away with playing a lot because people aren't gonna jump and go somewhere else at that point. Like it's the end of the night, so ending the night is great. You know, picking out good records to end off on is always a awesome thing. One really big thing that I love is a lot of places have a culture of no photos and video. Like they make you cover up your cameras on your phone, put stickers on them when you walk in. They're real big about privacy at most of these spots. A lot of places, they just don't like to indulge in this whole social media vain culture, and I love that. Like at the same time, that makes it harder for people to like promote their parties in a sense of like showing it, but that's like kind of some of the fun too, is like leaving some mystery to the event with how it used to be. Like you have to be there to like know what's up. And it goes much later with most things. Like some parties don't start till midnight there, maybe even 1 a.m. Like depending on what kind of music you're going out for. There's some parties you could go to that start on a Friday night and don't end till Sunday night. Like so yeah, there's all kinds of differences in what is able to go on out there. It's a great city. A lot of places might end at 4, like, but stuff that's more in like the electronic, and like you see places that go till sunrise, 10 a.m. or like I said, several days. I think most of the stuff that I know of, like as far as some people down in LA doing stuff in the dance world's nightlife, it seems that there's a lot of like more underground warehouse things popping off right now than like people going to actual clubs. That's I think what a lot of the kids prefer too. And then there's like house parties are a big thing for a lot of the young kids too, like just on some old school shit. Like yeah, the club scene, like just nightlife in general, I think worldwide it's going through a huge paradigm shift. Like there's clubs closing all over the place, like London, Berlin, LA, I'm sure here too. Like so it's nightlife's taken a big hit, and I think it's just there's a need to create another way to deliver all this in a way that people can have more meaningful connection. So I think that's a mission that a lot of us are that want to keep this going are tasked with right now. So it's, you know, there's growing pains to that, I think too, but I don't think it's a bad thing necessarily, but it's something that we all are gonna have to navigate as things go on. I don't play anything if I don't have some sort of connection to it. Like I have to have a genuine connection to a track or artist to, you know, want to play it. Like I don't want to play something that I can't feel at the same time. Like when I was younger, had done more service style kind of jobs here and there, but it's like I don't find joy in that. So it's I definitely like to play something that I can connect with. So as far as remixes versus originals, for me, a remix has to do something to improve upon the song. Like, and if it's not, and it's hard to say a song is better than an original sometimes, like depending on what we're talking about. But I just feel like a remix has to do something to add to what the original work was. It has to do something to blow your mind at how they flipped it differently, or just some people will do things that take out emphasize other elements in the music. If it's more like a re-edit than a remix, like where you get to hear things that were like buried in the original track, and that's cool too, like when it's done right. I am not opposed to working with both, and I think that's always fun to have a little bit of originals and have stuff that's flipped differently. And I think if you go too heavy in either lane, more so if you do just remixes, then like I feel like you could lose people. I feel people overdo it. There's guys that just play sets of only edits, and it's like, for one, a lot of edits I don't think are even really properly done. Like a lot of things are very half-assed and like fragments of songs. So if you're playing a set of exclusively edits, you're missing a lot of the waves and the mood changes of songs that you're not getting the same energy. Like you're just getting like broken things, and it's more like it might be a more linear set without the peaks and valleys. And I mean, my inspiration starting to DJ, there was definitely things like DMC videos, like, you know, definitely people like the Beat Junkies and Scratch Pickles, and Mixmaster Mike was a huge one for me, like watching him scratch on a live performance on TV and with the Beastie Boys, and it's like, all right, yeah, I want to learn to do that. DJing already interested me before seeing a lot more of the turntablism stuff, but once I saw turntablism and battle DJing, that really sparked something else in my mind, and that's when I pursued it, and I got a set of turntables my dad bought me in 1999, 8th grade. And yeah, just within a couple of years, was starting to do that shit every day and buying records and just diving into a lot of the independent hip hop, underground shit, and then 90s shit, going backwards, and then learning like the original samples and whatever. The route down where I got my start was definitely a big influence on me, because I used to hear about this party before I was even old enough to go out, and knew about the people they were hosting, you know, Jurassic 5 and Dilated, and just different funk acts, and like, so that's just the spot I knew about. And then I started going there right out of high school, and eventually DJ Dusk took me under his wing, and that was a big mentor to me, and he taught me a lot of things early on in like DJ etiquette, and just musically a lot of things, opening me up to more in like roots and dub and salsa and cumbia, even like Afro-beat shit. So yeah, a few people that I really dig today: Black Coffee, Charisma is really dope, and then some old favorites of mine, J-Rock and DJ Day, have always been big influences on me and still are today. Can't forget Louis Vega, yeah. Playing in more of the house and dance world is, for me, I get excited finding tracks that incorporate some elements of things that are like very big like landmarks to me, for like the roots of music I was coming up on. So it's like might be like a Gil Scott vocal over this, or oh, they looped this Jimmy Castor bunch, and like just hearing people bring elements of the stuff that was very foundational to me is always exciting to find tracks, or you know, things like that. There's for me, what makes a track perfect to play, it's as I said earlier, like being able to have a connection, like to feel the song. I wouldn't have anything more specific to to say about it. It's just I love all kinds of music, so in like the house and dance stuff, to me it's incorporating all kinds of genres within it. Like same as hip hop actually. Like they're both music genres that take from all existing music. So this is DJ Expo representing Los Angeles here with ADP.FM.